Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to another Minecraft Java video. Today we're going to take a look at the best settings for Minecraft Java Edition. I am on the latest release of Minecraft Java Edition, this is version 1.20.1, and we're going to take a look at the best settings in your Minecraft Java game on version 1.20.1, and these settings should also apply to previous versions, so for example 1.20 or 1.19.4, 1.19.3 and 1.19.2 and any other version before that as well. So you can go ahead and apply these settings to most of the latest Minecraft releases. For those of you who are running low-end laptops or PCs or are getting low FPS in your Minecraft Java game, then hopefully these settings are going to give you a FPS boost in your Minecraft Java game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the best Minecraft Java Edition settings to get the maximum FPS boost in your Minecraft Java game on version 1.20.1. Alright, so as you guys can see, I am running the latest version. This is 1.20.1 and I am actually running a vanilla version, so this is not modded at all. And as you guys can see on the top there, it says Minecraft 1.20.1 and it's a vanilla version. And on the top left of my screen, I do have an FPS counter. This is an external FPS counter so that you can be sure that the FPS that is showing on the screen is the true FPS and it's not altered. So I'm going to actually go ahead and change a few settings around, and I'm going to show you how to get even more FPS in your Minecraft Java game on version 1.20.1. Okay, so the first thing you guys need to do is actually go into your options, and then you need to go into your video settings. Now we're going to change a few settings in here, so just go ahead and follow these settings for your Minecraft Java game, and hopefully you should see an FPS boost in your Minecraft Java game on version 1.20.1. Okay, so the first thing that we do need to do is lower the biome blend. Now this actually has a low to medium impact on your performance, so let's actually go ahead and lower that. Now normally I do like to play on a biome blend 3x3, but you can actually go ahead and switch that to off, and as you guys can see it says biome blend off, and that is the fastest setting for that option over there. Next thing we're going to do is actually change the graphics, so I'm going to click into this and I'm going to keep on clicking until it says fast. Now fast is the lowest setting for your graphics, so go ahead and change the graphics to fast. The next setting we're going to change is the render distance. Now this actually can have a very high impact on your FPS. So if you guys are facing very low FPS on a low-end machine, then definitely go ahead and lower the value of your render distance. So by default, Minecraft actually sets this at 12. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this all the way down to 5 chunks. Now I think that is a sweet spot in the render distance, so if you are setting this to 5, you should be able to play the game and not have to worry about not being able to see further in your game. So we will actually go back inside our game and see how it looks later on. Do the same thing for the simulation distance as well, change that to 5 chunks. Now if you are using the default vanilla Minecraft game settings, then you will notice that the max frame rate might be set to 120, so go ahead and actually change that to unlimited for now, because we are actually going to use this to test our FPS in our game. So I've gone ahead and changed the max frame rate to unlimited. We're going to leave the chunk builder to the threaded option there. We're then going to move on to smooth lighting. Now this actually has a very low impact on performance, so I'm going to leave that to on for now. Again, with the default setting, when we look at the VSync option, by default Minecraft puts this option to on, and if you were to do that, it actually picks up your monitor's refresh rate as the FPS in your game. But we want to see how much FPS we can get on a maximum value, so I'm actually going to turn this off for now. View bobbing, again, leave that setting to on. But then we're going to go on to GUI scale. Now this is personal preference, it has no impact on your performance, so we're going to leave that to auto. Personally, I do like to play that on a GUI scale of 4, so I'm going to change that to 4. Again, the attack indicator, leave that to crosshair, that is the default option. Brightness, you can actually mess around with this if you want. I'm going to change this all the way up to bright. Now the clouds can also have an impact on your FPS performance, so I'm going to click into this and actually turn the clouds to off, because we do want to actually get the maximum possible FPS inside our game. Full screen, I am going to leave that to on. I know some of you do like to play your Minecraft game in windowed mode, so it's personal preference. It should not really matter that much, but if you guys are noticing a low FPS when you are playing windowed, then try changing it to full screen and see how your FPS is doing. Okay, let's move on to particles, and now I'm going to change this to the lowest possible setting, which is minimal. So as you guys can see, it now says particles minimal. Okay, so the next setting actually has a very high impact on our FPS inside our game, and this is the MIP map levels. As you guys can see, by default it's set to 4. I'm going to change this to 1, because if you do actually change this to off, the game looks very blocky and it's not enjoyable. So I'm actually going to change this to a MIP map level 1. Now if you guys are running into some problems, then go ahead and try setting the MIP map levels to off, but I'm actually going to change this to number 1. Entity shadows, you can actually go ahead and leave that on, but just for the sake of testing, we're going to actually turn that off for now. Distortion effects, now that is actually personal preference. You guys can go ahead and leave that as 100%, or you can actually go ahead and lower this setting if you want to do that. Okay, so let's move on to the entity distance now. By default this is set to 100%. I'm going to lower this to the lowest possible value, and that is 50%. Again, same thing for FOV effects. You guys can lower this or leave it at 100%. Auto save indicator, I'm going to switch that to off, because we don't want any interruptions in our game and we want to keep our gameplay as smooth as possible. Now glint speed was actually added quite recently, and that controls the visual glint on the enchanted items, so you can actually go ahead and leave that as 50%. It should not really matter that much on your game's performance. Same thing for the glint strength as well. You can lower or increase this value as well. So let's go ahead and now move away from this screen. So as you guys can see, these are my video settings. If you guys want to change your video settings to match these and then go back inside your game, you should see a nice FPS boost in your Minecraft Java game. Okay, and the final thing that we need to change is the FOV. Now some of you might like to play with a higher FOV, and that's completely fine, but if you are struggling to see a FPS boost after doing all those settings, then I would recommend that you change your FOV and lower it from the normal, and a sweet spot which I like to change the FOV to get a nice little FPS boost, and that is FOV 60. So if you guys are noticing that you are getting some lag, then try changing your FOV to 60, and hopefully that should give you a nice little performance gain inside your game. The next thing I'm going to do is actually click into accessibility settings over here, and then I'm going to scroll down over here, and I'm going to turn on this option which says hide lightning flashes, because this actually prevents the lightning bolts from making the sky flash. If you guys are playing on a low-end machine, you won't be seeing any flashing going on or anything as such. While you are in this screen, you can actually go ahead and lower the darkness pulsing option to whatever value you want, and the same thing applies for the damage tilt as well. The performance impact is actually quite low for those as well, but go ahead and play around with those settings and see how it affects your FPS in your Minecraft Java game. Okay, so let's go ahead and now click on done. I'm going to click on done again and then go back to the game, and now as you guys can see, my FPS has substantially increased. Now previously it was hovering around the 600 mark. I am running a fairly decent gaming computer, so the FPS is expected to be quite high, but you can see the difference. It has doubled the FPS that I was getting previously. And if I actually go into first person mode there, you guys can see that the draw distance is not that bad, and I can actually go ahead and see quite far into the distance there, even though I am playing on the 5 render distance. So it's not actually that bad, and it is quite playable. And the same thing for the FOV on 60, it is also quite playable as well. And I am getting a constant FPS of 1200 to 1300 on these settings. So if you guys are running a low-end PC or a low-end laptop, then go ahead and try these settings out, and hopefully you should get a nice FPS boost inside your game. If you guys do have any comments or queries about how to boost your FPS in your Minecraft Java game, or how to increase FPS and performance in your Minecraft Java game on versions 1.20.1 or lower, then definitely leave a comment below. I will do my best to try and help you guys out. And please also do subscribe to this channel to help support it, help it grow, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.